What's up, Bills? J-Dog back, 6 a.m. as always. To finish up some fucking questions, comments, and concerns on the previous video that I just did yesterday. Called it a fucking day on that video, and I scrolled through. I was like, let's see if there's anything else in here that's worth kind of like, it's really worthy of making a video about. And I found some pretty good ones in there. So we're still on the same video, 69 comments. Which fucking video was it again? Oh, yeah, the J-Dog know any goddamn criminals. About that fucking canoe fucking Raphael. So, where the fuck did I leave off? Okay, so from Chilled Mo. Haven't seen you in the comments ever, brah brah. Shout out to you. Dog. Have any of your friends grown up and grown out from real metal into country or other weird Ohio stuff? What's so weird about Ohio as opposed to other states? Ohio does suck. I agree. It's, it's a love hate. It's got parks and shit. Just, I don't know. When I go to I went out to fucking, like I keep telling you guys, I went out to Phoenix, just the end of March, and you go there, fuck, this is nice as shit. It's 80 degrees, and you come back here, it's cold as fuck. But then again, you're there in July, and it's fucking, they say it's 110 degrees. I'm like, oh, that would really fucking suck. So, take what probably motorcycles or brewing beer and stuff. Another weird Ohio thing is probably thinking Enthroned and Toxie Holly are cool. So I think he's ripping on one of my favorite black metal bands, Enthroned and Toxic Holocaust. First off, yeah, those are two of some of my favorite, yeah, for sure, some of my favorite bands. Enthroned, all the stuff with, what's his face, Sabathan, or how the fuck you say his name, singing Down. Ever since he left the band, I didn't care about, but all the stuff he's on. What was the last one was on? Was that the, it's the XES, can never pronounce it. That was the last one. I'm pretty sure that's the last album he sang on. So that, down, everything down to the demos I loved. And Toxic Holocaust, I like everything. I don't know if that's an Ohio thing, like a band that they're popular in Ohio. That's news to me. I don't know. Nobody I know here in Ohio even brings up fucking Enthroned. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I thought they were cool. But as far as friends growing up and growing out of metal, I've known people that kind of getting out of metal. I don't know if they're in the friends category. But yeah, just interest and like when I knew them in my younger age and them knowing them now they're adult age, they're certainly not buying records and shit anymore. They probably still listen to the stuff that they grew up on as a kid. Like I always say, man, I always fucking say, I know them for sure. But as far as like a friend that like was really into it, he's completely out of it, and he's into motorcycles and shit like that. Nobody that's coming to my mind, no, but wouldn't surprise me in the fucking least bit. But at the same time, since no one's coming to my mind, I don't know if they'd be considered a friend, but somebody I probably knew. Imperial Nocturnal, sup, Justin? Any thoughts on Aria's Kingdom? Cheers, big dude. Yeah, they're one of the bands I haven't heard everything. I kind of forget to check stuff out when it comes out. It seems like Nuclear War Now did everything they put out, at least to my knowledge. Everything I think I own 2 CDs by them, or maybe an LP and a CD. 2 releases for sure. And everything I ever heard, I always thoroughly enjoyed. I'm like, this is good quality metal. That's the best way I describe it. Almost like it fits the boxes for like, if you like death metal, you like them. If you like black metal, you like them. If you like some thrash shit, you probably like, kind of like, it's just a good, solid fucking metal band that I think would kind of cross over to categories and be way more popular than they are, because I figured it would be, as opposed to like a band like, let's say, Mortician. You got to be in a brutal death metal like them. If you're like, I'm just a black metal guy, or I'm a thrash guy, or I'm an 80s guy, you're not going to like no fucking Mortician, right? So they're not like a crossover band. You like that kind of shit or you don't. Incantation would be another example. But as opposed to like Ears Kingdom, because when we get it in, they're kind of like a slower sell. They sell here and there. So I kind of consider them an underrated band, to be honest with you. But yeah, everything I've heard, I like, but I have not heard everything. So like the newest one or whatever. And every time I see it, I'm like, fuck, I need to listen to this. And I go, oh my fuck, that was the last one. But I do want to listen to it because the ones I own, it's been a while since I listened to them, but every time I remember listening to them, I was thoroughly entertained and enjoyed them. From letter, oh yeah, I remember this guy. Letter D, just capital D. Might want to fucking. I'm surprised they even let you make a fucking screen name like that, bro. Like that. I'm surprised they're not like not enough characters, or need a letter and a number, or you need at least 9 digits. You know what I mean? Some type of shit like that. Question: Who has the best YouTube channel, you or Reaper, and why? I mean, I guess it's personal preference, right? Who do you like more? I mean, I don't know. Does Reaper even do videos anymore? I get the vibe he doesn't. Last I asked him too, I didn't get a straight answer, but the vibe I got was no. I haven't been over to his channel like in months, but last time I looked, is like the last video was like 3 months ago. I'm like 3 months to me, that's not. you're not even doing it anymore. Then, so I would say at this point, me, because his channel's no longer around. That's my vibe. But I guess whoever you prefer. Also, what happened to that strange little blonde girl, Bridget, who used to be in his videos? What was strange about her? She's pretty normal. Nothing happened, man. It's just, doing life as normal. I mean, like, me, I do these videos every day and shit like that because I enjoy them and it's kind of easy. You see, I just literally hit record on my laptop and fucking just talk, so it's pretty fucking easy. So I do a video every day. It's not much commitment. I mean, I think what Reaper and her were trying to do is probably more elaborate and it takes time and it's editing all this other shit. And you're like, oh man, this is becoming a full time job and I'm literally making zero money on it. They didn't say this, but this is my guess. And before you realize, you're like, fuck, I'm doing something. And it's like, yeah, I kind of enjoy it. But I mean, I got my day to day responsibilities. I got a full time job. I ain't got time for this shit. That's my guess. But yeah, I mean, I see her around at family functions all the time and shit like that. So I see her all the time. Nothing's wrong with her. She's alive and well. And she's not strange. So I don't know where you got that vibe. Because I did a couple videos ago, 2 videos ago now, about the analyze. You know the fucking name. I can't even say this fucking thing. It's so goddamn tongue twisty. Other than crap like Cold Chamber, Corn, and Slipknot, what type of metal does J Dog hate and never puts on? Edit. Personally, I can no longer dig anything with a chick singing, unless she's growing, of course. It's funny with the chick singing stuff. Yeah, for a while, I couldn't get into any female fronted bands either. Not to be that fucking chauvinist or sexist or anything like that. It's just for me, I just couldn't get into it because it's like the sing along is almost like even like for example like which I do like. This may sound crazy stuff like first hearing like just early destruction shit like just smears all those. I even thought that was kind of gay sounding. You know what I mean? It's cool for what it is now, but I'll be honest with you too, especially bands like even like my least favorite part about like Death Hammer and shit, which I do like Death Hammer, is when he tries to replicate that. I was like, just don't do that. But that's just me. I never liked it for whatever reason, but because that's kind of like female. It almost sounds like female. I don't know. I just never liked it. But so chick sing I never really liked. It's funny because other than like you said, like Sinister Creative Killings, I liked that when it first came out. Female, for instance, Cult, shit like that. But yeah, death metal type vocals by a female. But it grew on me, especially when I first heard Original Sin. I loved that. When Savage Master came out, again, it was since it was a female vocalist, I had to listen a couple times, but it really grew on me. I really enjoy this. I like the Lady B stuff. I think that's good. So someone's grown on me, but I am definitely still more selective. Who else? There's another fucking female fronted band that I've been enjoying lately too. Maybe not lately, but in the last few years. Drawing a blank. But it grew on me because I mean, like prior to that, I was like, I don't really like anything female fronted. Oh, the first album by Detente. That's fucking great too. Oh, and oh shit! To answer your goddamn question, it's like I didn't even answer your fucking question. Other stuff that I hate, it's got to be the deathcore shit. That this modern new, whether it's metalcore, deathcore, any of that bullshit that kind of like you looking at deathcore too. I'm seeing a couple guys in my gym that I don't know, and I could tell death. I literally see the logo, and as you kind of like they're trying to be death metal or kind of looking like it, and I just know what it's gonna fucking be, and I can't stand that shit. We all know what that is. So for me, that stuff because it is literally nails on a chalkboard. Seeking out the final fucking questions on this video. Seems like we got a devil here that's either new to the channel and hasn't been watching past videos. God damn it. Jacob Brockman, do you like Death, and which is your favorite album by them? If you knew J Dog watches channel, know the answer, but I'd ask it. New Devil every day, hopefully, anyways. Yeah, Death was actually my very first concert I ever went to too in 1998. My favorite album for sure, Scream Bloody Gore, followed by Leprosy, followed by Spiritual Healing, which took me years to get into. After that, didn't like anything. My favorite stuff, even more than Scream Bloody Gore, though, is actually the demos, the Mantis demos and all the Death demos. Those were my favorite shit. No Remorse. Do Picture This have a lower quality in sound? You know, people say that for years and shit like that. And what are you, a fucking sound engineer? I mean, come on. Like, do you like metal or not? Put it on. Who gives a fuck? The only thing I noticed is when you're actually listening, I never noticed the goddamn difference. The only thing you do is in between songs, you hear the Who cares? Between the songs. But I mean, the thing is, primarily, I don't really pick up Picture This for the most part to listen to. I have a few where there's a few releases where that's all I own it on, so then I'll listen to that. But I listen because they look so fucking cool, and you put them on your wall, or it's just a collectible thing. You know what I mean? Kind of like, people that collect baseball cards. They're not listening to them because obviously you physically can't, but they're just collecting them because it's just a collectible thing. What's wrong with fucking having, your favorite album? It's Cannibal Corpse to the Mutilated. It's your all-time favorite album. God, Grim Reality. It's not on Picture This. What? Well, you don't want that. Like, why not? Your favorite record all the time. You don't want to not Picture This. Get the CD or the regular LP and play that. Just have the other collectible item. That's the way I see it. But if that is all you listen to, I mean, people are like, I sound like shit. Again, what the fuck? Goddamn, sound engineer. You going to work for NASA, blah. You're in the metal. Doesn't sound that bad. I can still understand it. Next goddamn video, let's jump to, because that was all the comments in that one. So you're seeing the Raw Dog. I don't even know what the fuck the next video is. So we're on the J-Dog Listens of Criminals. So next one in line. Bring it up right in front of you, so I have no fucking clue what's going to be asked on there. So I don't want to hear any fucking tampon boys bitching about, I didn't like that question. Tough shit. They asked, J-Dog answers. That's the way it gets done. So this is Deranged and the most underrated Hell's Headbangers band. 12 days ago, 725 views. Comments 84. Pretty decent amount, god damn it. Very first goddamn comments. Bog of Eternal Stench again. Look, I remember, I forget what I just did one a couple videos ago. I forget what you asked or whatever, but I know I recognize the username. Which big bands has put out the worst / weakest material over the past 25 years? Darkthrone, Morbid Angel, Mayhem, Entombed. For me, all have sucked entirely after their first 4 to 5 albums. I think it's to be honest, I don't like after Morbid Angel, I didn't like anything. So I'll just go off the list. Morbid Angel, I didn't like anything after Covenant. No, that's a good act. I liked Covenant. I didn't like Domination. I do like Formless Fatal Flesh. I did like that. And then what was the one after that? Gateways to Annihilation. I don't think it sucks. There's parts I do like. I'm like, oh, it's a good riff. This is a good part. But every time I put it on, I get bored. Mayhem, the last thing I liked was Dave Mysterious Down Satanas. So that was what? Was that 93 that came out? Pretty sure. Darkthrone. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not a big Darkthrone fan at all. I like the demos. I like A Blaze in the Northern Sky. That's about it. And I like some songs here and there. Like I do like the title track, Transylvanian Hunger. The rest of that album I thought was repetitive as a motherfucker. Just one ear out the other. The later ones and shit where they're playing punk and stuff. Are you guys a black metal band or what the fuck are you? Again, don't care. But it's just I find it hard. I just don't understand. And I've said in previous videos, maybe I'll talk a little bit more in depth because New Devils all the time, just like as we're seeing. I don't understand why Darkthrone gets a pass. Like Morbid Angel changed, right? And yeah, it sucks. I agree. Everybody rips on Morbid Angel. Entombed changed. Oh, after Clandestine, I didn't like anything by Entombed. With the exception of the song Out of Hand, fucking phenomenal song. Anyways. Everybody rips on Entombed, rightfully so. Fucking sucks. Grave changed, putting out Alice in Chains covers. Everybody rips on them, whatever. Darkthrone changes. They're putting out what's next? A country album? Fucking underground lords. Fuck yeah, keep it in underground. I will say this though, I actually do respect from what I see. It could be maybe it's not in person, but from the vibe I get, I do have a fair amount of respect for Fenris and shit because I get the vibe he's actually still into metal and just a metal guy in general. But as far as the band itself, it's like. People will even rip on bands like Cannibal Corpse and Deicide, which changed way fucking less than Darkthrone did. Yes, okay, Overtures of Blasphemy. Yes, it doesn't sound like the first album, but literally, who the fuck do you know that did an album in 1990 and did an album in 2019 that sounds exactly the same? You'll be very, very hard fucking pressed to find one. Very hard fucking pressed. A band that comes closest that's very, very similar and hasn't changed much would probably be like Incantation, for example. And even that doesn't sound exactly, but you get the fucking point. But at least Deicide's still playing death metal. Cannibal Corpse still playing death metal. There's no songs like No Love Lost or ballads or fucking keyboards or any of this other fucking bullshit. They never did any of that. But people all the fucking time, they'll even rip on Cannibal Corpse and Deicide, which is fine. If you don't like the later albums, that's cool, whatever. I don't care. But these same motherfuckers that do that, Darkthrone's Cabal, fuck yeah. But like, they did a punk album, they're a black metal band. And they started off as a death metal band, just like the first album, Soulside Journey. I mean, it doesn't suck. I just like, I'm like, this is a snooze fest and half. This is boring Swedish death metal from fucking Norway. And so now you're a death metal band, now you're a black metal band, now you're a fucking punk band. It's almost like, these guys are just a bunch of posers? Like, what do they even like? They're just changing up And again, that's fine. Maybe he likes a bunch of different stuff. That's what well, he likes different stuff. He just put out underground metal, whatever. But all you guys rip on the other bands that do it. Darkthrone's the only fucking one in the underground scene that people like that just gets a total pass. Nobody cares. Yeah, it's okay if Darkthrone does it. Anybody else, just fucking tear him a new one. Because I just don't get it. Why? If you like every Darkthrone album, that's cool. But stop ripping on fucking Deicide and Cannibal Corpse for changing. But to answer your goddamn question, weakest of all time, it had to be probably Entombed, right? I mean, that's Entombed is pretty fucking bad. I mean, I can't say I've heard all later ones. But whew, I've heard some of those '90s ones, like let's say from Wolverine Blues. Like I said, Out of Hand. That album is fucking horrifically bad. From I remember. I mean, I remember thinking this like straight up sucks. And I've heard only one or two albums that were after that, and I remember being horrifically bad. Then they got like there's that Three-Legged Dog album. I'm just looking. I'm like this. I never heard it, but I was like, this can't be good. This flat out can't be. So I would say Entombed. I thought that shit was pretty fucking appallingly bad. From No Remorse, got the Divine Empire vinyl and been blasting the shit out of it. Gonna love it, Devils. If you don't have it, love it. You know, can't go wrong with it. Again, if you're one of the younger bucks and you like 200 stab wounds, Tomb Mold, Blood Incantation, fucking Divine Empire is gonna just crush your fucking face in if you like that stuff. Guaranteed. Even order the cassette. You ordered the cassette of Divine Empire? Not from us, you didn't. We don't have a Divine Empire cassette. If we do, it's news to me. What are some other great 90s releases Hells has done for a first time on vinyl? Oh, shit, quite a few, actually. We did every single Mortician CD we've done on vinyl, every single one of them, including like the Zombie Massacre Live, Final Bloodbath Session, and all the albums, everything. So the 90s albums of that, and all, the 2000s. The Centurions, A Purest Fire, Corzonic Chaos Gods. The Deceased vinyls from the 90s. I think we've done every single Deceased on vinyl, too. But the ones from the 90s, just from 90s. Exhumed Slaughter Cult, I think, is 2000, but I mean, kind of toss it in there, right? It's close enough. 90s. What else? Balmer, There Was Blood Everywhere. That CD we did on vinyl. From the Depths, the first album, which is fucking great, local band, and we're supposed to be doing talking to Matt. I've been talking to Matt for a while about it. Matt Sorg, which is basically his band, about doing the Bereavement and Elysium on vinyl, which we're going to do. He's just getting masters just like that. I'm a huge fan of those. Can't wait for those to come out. There's definitely a lot of fucking devils that don't know it. That to me is fucking this shit's great. And I just throw that in the black metal category. I know it's got like thrashy riffs and shit like that, but it's, it's got the black metal vocals, it's got some keyboards and shit. I think it pisses all over all this fucking shit. Black metal people have they love, like Watain and all this shit. I think it destroys that stuff. Personally, just me. I know there's gonna be a fuckload of fucking panties up in a bunch of here and that. That's me personally. But again, I grew up as a kid. They were always playing live, so maybe that's why. But I love them, so can't wait for that to come out. But we did the first album so far. Reissued on vinyl from the '90s. Kind of thinking more about it because I know as soon as I change this video, I'm going to remember a ton. It's going to annoy the fuck out of me because it's some of my favorite stuff. Oh, just look at my wall. We did the Incantation Mortal Throne Nazarene. We did that on vinyl. First time. It's never on vinyl. The posers over at Relapse, they didn't do it until after us. Oh, people like this shit? Fuck yeah. It's like, well, beyond classic death metal album, never on vinyl. Tells you everything you know. Like I said, I know there's a ton that I'm like, you might be shouting them all off, Devils and Top. And it's funny because those are probably my favorite releases because for the most part they are. The Morticians, the Centurions, the Deceased, the Embalmers. That's literally the stuff that I always look the most forward to. The Divine Empires. One we have scheduled is the Exhumed Hendale. I'm really looking forward to that. Easy's been sending me some updates about the layout. That was 90s. That's not fuck with the pressing plant and shit time. We were looking at another year until that's out. Last Days of Humanity, Hymns of Indigestible Separation. I think that was 2000, but throw that in there again. And Sounds of Rancid Juices. That is 90s. It's got to be 99, right? 98, 99, somewhere around there. That's at press. It has been on vinyl once by Fat Ass Records. But that's a 90s reissue on vinyl. And I don't want to drive the question off for 20 goddamn minutes, but those for sure. I think I gave you enough, right? One more goddamn question because we're approaching 20-minute mark. God damn it. here's what I like to see. Layla Lover 90. I'm a huge, all caps, Spawn of Satan fan. Need me a patch, bro. There were patches printed years ago. We had them stock. It's funny, I have one of my jackets this day. Go watch the patch. Layla Lover 90. I think you've been watching everything since my first video. Goddamn close to it. You comment on everything. Did you see my battle vest and jacket video? I do have a Spawn of Satan on there. That's when they got. So this is a long time ago when those came out. My wife and I listen to some in the car once a week. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Spawn of Satan. That shit is fucking great. Super fucking good. Question from Thuriaz Thule. I've heard you praise Misfits on the channel more than once. Yeah, I love the Misfits. Definitely my favorite punk band. For sure, definitely my favorite punk band. And I'm curious, what do you think of the Samhain stuff? Those albums are notoriously out of print. Do you think HHR could or would ever reissue those? The Samhain stuff that I liked the first time was Initium or whatever. I think that's how you pronounce it. I just like that, and all the other stuff I didn't like. I had at one point a CD box set of it because that's all I had was the Initium. That's am I saying that right? I'm probably saying it fucking totally wrong. And that's all I had, and I thought it was great. So I got a box, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't really like these. Was there like November or something in there? There was on a couple others. There was a song here and there that I did enjoy, but for the most part, I'm like, I can't even get into this. I don't even like it at all. But I would be into. To say to work with Sam Hain or any of the Misfits, I would definitely be into it. But kind of, I think that might be out of our league. If it's not, fuck yeah, of course I would totally be into fucking like say reissued all the albums on vinyl. I mean, just be cool to say Hell's Headbangers logo, Glenn Danzig on it. I mean, kind of a monumental something. Even though I don't like those albums, there's a lot of devils, even in the metal scene, that like all the Sam Hain stuff. I know some personally. So yeah, I mean, I would like, I'd be proud to say part of that. You know what I mean? So I would definitely do it. If you got to contact who owns that shit. I mean, was Glenn Danzig going to want $1 million? I mean, if that's the case, out of the fucking question. But yes, I think it'd be a little bit out of our league. It's the best way I could describe it. But if it was doable and offerable and they were willing to do it, and it's reasonable in price, I'd totally be into it. I think it'd be really, really cool. So yeah, I'd be into it. But so give me a contact, bro. You know somebody. That's it for this one, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns. You know what to do. Leave them in the fucking comments. Get them answered at 6 a.m. and I'll see you tomorrow. Later, goddammit.